You thought you had me. You never had me. Here we go with another commentary from I Know Real TV. Uh, I've been playing a lot of Oriana. I'm trying to main her, and I just really like her. But lately, I've just been going on super tilt. I mean, it's just crazy. I've been losing, and I've been making huge mistakes. I've been throwing lanes, and sometimes when I'm playing Oriana, I just feel like she just can't carry hard enough sometimes, or I just feel like helpless. She just really needs like that one other person to say like, "Hey, I will be there for you." And I didn't even see who I was laning against, and I was thinking, "Oh man, I'm gonna start like Doran Steel." Maybe I was AFK in the beginning, um, and Tramp Select or something. I don't really know. All I knew is that the last time I won was with Katarina, and I was gonna pick Katarina. So, I'm down here walking to lane and stuff, and I'm like, dang, I went teleport versus Zed. Now, here's the thing. I think that teleport is extremely strong. Extremely strong. And Zed is not really, it's not really a kill lane. Because he can negate basically your whole damage and all your ults by his ult. And then you still take the tick damage. So it kind of sucks. In the beginning of the match, I like to line up, the characters and everything. So I know I can just press tab and see like who's fighting what, who's where. I don't know. It's just a thing that I do. And I find it really helpful because I can directly compare like CS versus CS. So I'm fairly confident in my Katarina. I had like a huge time when I was it was a huge period of time, I should say, when I was playing Katarina, and I was just straight just feeding and getting blown up. True story about Zed. I never ever beat this champion, starting out. When I first started playing Katarina, every time I played a Zed, it was a straight loss. In fact, my friends used to have this joke that we might as well surrender now because this guy's versus Zed. No matter how hard, we were carrying, I would just end up losing somehow and end up just losing the Zed. So here we are again, and I'm remembering the past when Zed just like wrecked repeatedly. And it was one day that I realized that I need to start boots. I need to start boots versus Zed. Not Dark Seal, boots. Yeah, Dark Seal is really strong. It gives me more poke and just all around just really good and just a great item on Katarina. But the problem with Zed is you don't want to get hit, You don't want to get hit by those shurikens. So you want to have the movement speed so you can dodge. You can dodge a skill. If you can dodge all of the shurikens, then you're pretty much okay. But the moment they start to hit you, they deal like, a billion damage. That's just the rules. If you get hit by it, that dodge is so good. And that was a really good trade for me. I'm thinking that I'm Oriana sitting here trying to like fight this man. I don't know when I got so aggressive. I think Oriana made me an aggressive player. Because with Oriana, she doesn't have this like crappy lane phase that all the characters that I like to play happen to have. So I'm going aggro. I'm going aggro, but I underestimate his damage. He blows Ignite and Flash, and what does he earn? My cheeks. Straight up, he just took him. And I should have Use my last pod. I should have. I was waiting to trade. Why did I go so aggro? So 0-1 is not what you want to be against that. You know, trying to keep up in CS. You know, then I'm like, oh, this is how it starts. You know, you feed him one kill and then he just snowballs out of control, and then that's how you lose the whole game. You lose the entire game because you gave him that kill. How League works. The joys of playing an assassin. They get a kill and that's it. They just win. But if there's one thing that I learned about League, it's not about how good you are. It's about how good you can tilt other players. And I am someone that can tilt people really well. I tilt them in fighting games. I tilt them in real life. I tilt them everywhere I go. And yeah, toxic maybe, but that's just how it is. Look at that. You see that? I wanted that CS. I was so close to it. I was like, oh man, if I could just get that CS. But what happened? He sure you could me in the face. Look at that. Look at that. Look at, oh my gosh. And that was the worst ward hop ever. That's how you know I haven't been playing Katarina. But I'll tell you right now that you don't want to ward hop like that. That is a terrible ward hop. Look at that. I could have got away. I literally whiffed it. He whiffed it right in my face, and I thought it was going to hit me. My juggler is, you know, he's telling me he's coming. And I'm like, oh, wait. What am I doing? He is level 6. That's why I was backing in the first place. You see, you don't want to tunnel vision, people. And I tunnel vision all the time still. As one of my high elo friends says, he says, if you look at your goddamn mini-map, then you wouldn't have half the problems that you have. You're not a bad player. Platinum isn't bad. But not looking at your mini-map makes you a bad player. It transforms you into a bronze scrub. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So, you know, my map awareness may be good, but it ain't diamond, it ain't masters, it ain't challenger, and that's where, you know, it needs to be. So I'm working on looking at that mini map more. I don't know, it's kind of hard too. You know, I got AD and stuff, but you know, look at that. That was just beautiful dot. So here I am. You know, I go for the trade, and you know, I'm like, you know what? I just had this sixth sense that I should have backed, and that sixth sense paid off right there, because that's how I should have been trading earlier. And I also had a ward, but you know, sixth sense, warding, you know, they go hand in hand. But what happens here is how I'm trading now is how I should have traded earlier. Go in. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know, you go in and you trade and you back. You trade and you back. Now, you're asking me, why did I just go in and ult it? Because that's what happens when you're playing versus an assassin. Sometimes you just don't expect their damage. You don't. You know that they go in and they kill you so fast. You gotta have godlike reactions. And right there, he did not have that reaction. His life was low enough, so he would have had to have bursted instantaneously. Instantaneously. And if I threw the mark on him, and he didn't, and he didn't immediately ult, then he would have been dead. Because I would have just ran away, and then I would have all in him, and then he would have been able to do nothing. Oh man, I saw the whole thing go down between Riven. I thought he was gonna get that double kill. I was like, man, Riven, man, you know, young box. So I see this opportunity, and I see this one little spot in between the two barrels, right? And then I was able to kill him there. And he realized that he couldn't barrel me because he'd have to drop another barrel. But I knew in that time that he would die. But if I misplayed that at all, I would have been dead. Such a crazy play, you know. I'm glad that I had enough awareness and realization to see that in exactly just that spot, I could fight it. So, you know, I'm trying to heal up. Lisa's trying to cover my mid, gets blown up by Zed. That's just how it is. Zed is still Zed. Bot lane losing as usual. There's no surprise there. Bot lane is always losing. Like, I think that if your bot lane wins and then you lose, there's like a small place in hell for you. Because we know that your bot lane's supposed to feed and you're supposed to carry. That's just how it works. You know, late game, you know, that's when they cover your ass and they're like, we were carrying the whole time because, you know, that's how it works. So here I am, I'm coming down and I'm like, well, this is what you gotta do with Katarina. They see me, but who cares? I'm still going in there. Double kill, you know? And it's good that she picked up those kills. I wasn't salty or anything, but I'm not gonna lie, I wanted those kills. But look at that, I see that, you know. But you know, I have to back because you know I blew all my cooldowns and everything, and I'm not gonna give Zed a chance. Now, some of you are saying, why am I building more damage when Zed is fed? Like, and this is another thing. So, I was just bot lane, and this is why teleport is so good. I keep telling people teleport is so good. So, I was bot lane, and I see top. I see what's going on here. Now, he was attacking the wrong Shaco. I had to go in there and take the kill. I saved my teammate's life. Even he didn't know that I saved his life. He was like, wow, I was killing the fake one. Thank you, Katarina. Now, I stayed here a while because I realized that this tower is really low. So we need to kill that top tower. It's the closest one to dying, and Riven's doing well right now. So with this advantage and me helping him to push, I'm pretty sure that he'll be able to kill that top tower first. And since I'm roaming so hard, I know that I'm not going to be able to take down my tower first, and Katarina's not good at taking down towers. So here we go. I'm pretty close to CS with Zed right now, and I'm actually beating him. Pretty sure I'm beating him right now. So I go down and I place my ward. It's really important to place your ward down because you're not just warding for yourself, you're warding for your teammates. And I keep saying, look at that damage. Ugh. But you see, he Zed'd me. Yeah, that's right, he Zed'd me. Now you see, if I had just backed out there, then I would have forced his ult. And then at that point, I could have ran away, I could have shimpoed, negated some of the damage, and then, well, actually I used my shimpo to initiate. I should have just ran away. That's what I should have. I should have just ran away. So, because I didn't run away, then he was able to all in me. And it's just, when you play Zed, it's just this crazy game of chicken. So, now, when you play Katarina, you may think you're a mid laner, but that's not actually true. In reality, you are the anti-feed carry for bot lane. So Lee Sin, he goes down there and he's able to pick up those kills. So he's calling for Dragon, and I'm going ahead and I'm like, hey, you know, Zed is missing, so I'm trying to push him. sitting here pushing. I see Tops. I see the Shaco. I'm like, oh man, Shaco. And Zed is still missing. So Zed is now in the pit. I see him just raping Lee Sin. Now, you don't want your teammates to get raped. Rape is never good. That is the moral of the game here. So, now, I go and I ward it. I'm like, oh man, it's a pink ward. I always wanted a pink ward. And then, I just get raped. Now, you never want to just give it up like that. You gotta put up a fight. You gotta always put up a fight. And don't bait yourself for pink ward. You don't know where anyone is. Why would you bait yourself? Now, that pink ward, I'm gonna explain to you what that pink ward was. That pink ward was the equivalent of a white van with no signs or stickers rolling up to you in a shady neighborhood. And there was a guy driving the white van and he said, hey kids, I got candy. You don't want to be that kid. To be honest, you don't even want to be that guy. But I guess for League, maybe you want to be that guy that's baiting the bad kids playing on the other end. Maybe you want to. I don't know if this is the best analogy. I'm not sure where this is going. But the moral of the story is, if you don't know where they are, don't bait yourself unless you are 100% sure that you can kill everyone. So I see them, they're coming down and they're pushing. And I'm coming and I'm starting to feed. Now with Katarina, you don't want to feed, but you at least want to go 1-for-1 because you scale well and you're Katarina. And when you go for kills, you want to get at least 2 kills or kill the craziest person. So I was going there, and like slavery, I remember the pain of the past. I remember how I went in there and I died. So I don't want to go back in there. And Ash thought he was going to catch me with the same shenanigans, like I wasn't going to be paying attention this time. Now, this is one of those situations where you don't want to be in a situation. You don't want to be in a situation where you can't run, you can't back, and they have you sandwiched in. Like, this is what we like to call in the porn industry a gangbang. You don't want to be gangbang. Now, if I had ran up, I might have been able to kill that Shaco. Now, at this point, you're thinking, just build a Zonras. Just do it. Why won't you build a Zonras? You're killing me. I can't look at this anymore. I'm closing out the video. Why won't this... Zed is 7-2 right now. Why won't you build a Zonras? And I'm looking at the score, and I'm like, I'm the only person that's relevant right now. So I have to build this damage. Now, back in the day, we used to play this game called like hide and go seek, before League of Legends, before, kids were all into electronics. We used to go outside and we used to play. Now, it's the same principle in League of Legends. We're playing hide and go seek with this Zed. He wants to seek us because he wants to kill us, but we don't want him to find us. So at all costs, we are going to avoid this Zed. But at the same time, if he finds us, this is what happens. You sit down and you ask yourself, why did I hide right there in the open? He could clearly see me. I'm clearly bad at this game. You want to, when you're going like a lot of damage, you don't want to be with the people that can kill you. So as you can see, all my successful game spot is starting to help our bot lane, and for some reason we are all chasing in the jungle. Now, it does make me a bit nervous. It does, because Zed is hard carrying, and we all know how Zed can take over a whole entire game and just kill everyone. So here I am. I'm going down mid. I know that GP is coming, so I'm just gonna sit here, try to push what I can, and not really be too aggressive. I'm standing on the side that my ally is, Lee Sin. I'm walking around. 4, 5, and 3 really isn't that great. The reason why I was looking here, I was like, did we get the first Tower Blood? And I was like, oh, of course we did. Because we have all our towers up. So, here we go. I see the play. I'm coming around here. And they're low. So, I know that I need to save my Shimpo. I go in there. He tries to kill me. I don't know what you think you were doing. Like, I don't know what, if you, okay, attention ass players. You will die. Just run. Now, he goes invisible, but I already know what he's trying to do. Like, I see my ultimate come up, so I know he's like right in front of me, trying to do that shenanigans. So, I'm gonna kill him. So, in my book, that was a good trade. I killed 3 people for 1 death. That's pretty good. You know? Unofficial triple kill right there. But 7, 6, and 4 is not really a good score, you know? But now I realize, you know, I have all the gold on my team, and I'm still holding my own against, you know, everyone. Now I'm thinking, is it time for Zoners? Is it time for Zoners? No, it's not time for Zoners. Like, I need, what is the answer? I need more damage. That's what I need. Because if I had more damage, then I would be able to kill people faster. And if I kill people faster, then before they kill me, then, you know, what's the point of these defensive items, you know? Like, who builds defense anyway? So, that is the classic, you know, Mighty Ducks triple barrel right there. Some of you may not know who the Mighty Ducks is because you're too young. But know that it was a good movie and they had the triple D. That's what Gameplay just did. He did the triple D right there. The flying duck. That's what he did. It's super effective strategy. It works 9 out of 10 games. Promise. So, here we go with the poke. You know, that's clearly the clone, and we're just playing around the clone. Up, I see my man go in, so he goes in. So that means that I gotta go in. I go in there, I ult, and I'm like, get out of here, Zed! Get out of here! So, here I go. And he's lagging. Of course she's lagging. She's bot lane. Bot lane always has problems. So, Riven remembers when I helped him push his lane. So he comes back and he helps me push mine. So at this point, you're thinking, does he build Zonras? No. What he builds now is, you got it, Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is just a fantastic item, and arguably, I don't really like Zonras too much on Katarina. Well, okay, let me talk about it. I think it's a good item. But, yeah. You're pretty much dead if you Guardian Angels and your team, if you Zonras and your team is behind. So, I prefer the chance to just build my GA, because you know what? This counters Zed even harder than Guardian Angel, because he's gonna, this counters Zed harder than Zonras, because if he all in me, right? He has to use all his skills. He has to use absolutely everything to kill me. And then I still come back to life, and then I kill his whole team. And they cry as Zed is useless. Because that's what Zed does. He goes in, and he kills one person, and then that's it. He's done. He does no more team fighting. Riven with the outplays again. So I see Lee Sin's Q, and I'm like, don't go in, Lee Sin. Don't do it. You see that? That's how you destroy wards, from a safe distance like that MF. That MF saw me die earlier and was like, hey, I don't want that to be me. So here they come. We know that a team fight's about to break out. One of the problems that I used to deal with Katarina earlier when I used to play is I never used to want to use my ult unless I knew I could kill them. But no. You gotta just go in there, ult people, jump around, get your double kills and triple kills that have been stolen from you, you know. So here we go. One of my favorite strategies is to you get the bear and you have him take the tower. Your minions go in there. Lee Sin went all the way around to kill this freaking ass. That was so good. So good. So here we are. I get scared. I'm like, what? You want to go, bro? You want to go? And he's like, nah, he don't want to go. He don't want to go. I should have just R'd him right there. I would have killed him. But honestly, I didn't think that he would take so much damage. But then again, you know, I am a killer. So my boy Riven goes in, so that means I'm going in. And I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Like, I had to, you know, make up for his mistakes. So at this point, you know, it's not looking good. You know, MF is going in there. She wants that one more auto, but she most likely died. Because that's what happens. You know, she went in there, she died. I'm thinking, should I go in there? I sense a triple kill, but should I do it? Nah. I got greedy. I just wanted that one more auto. Yeah, it sounds about right. You went in there. Should have just backed. So here we are. You know, we're in like hard carry mode right now. So we go in there, we ward, and we take the jungle and stuff. You know, taking a jungle is always good. You know, and especially this camp right here, because that means that they can't really clear our wards without getting a pink ward. So I always like to clear that. That's something that I kind of picked up by playing Orianna, which is weird. I guess she increased my laning mechanics because just how playing her just made me a better player. Like I'm not sure why, but it did, you know, somehow. So now I see the play. I know that this MF is gonna die to the shake-up because she's gonna chase me to a bush or something. So you know, I'm hiding in the bushes, and there she is. Bam, real fast. He didn't even see me coming. Didn't even see me coming. You know that you gotta be an assassin. Exactly. You know, because we were hiding in the bush. We didn't take the lanes. You know, gotta be stealthy. So here we are. They're taking Baron, and you know I'm sitting here. Players will tell you shoot W, stuff like that, but yeah, like I'm just taking way too much damage. So he goes in, bam, kills her, but she dies. That was super worth for the Zed, but at least she was able to secure Baron, so it was worth in a way because I got Baron. And Riven still has Baron because Riven is just a monster, aka, you know, young box. So here we go, pushing the lane. And right now, as you can see, I'm kind of fast. And that's just what happens when you play like Katarina. You know, you just get fast. And just dumb stuff starts to happen. Now, Zed, he didn't want to go because I have Guardian Angel, and there's a chance that he could outplay me if I had a Zonalist. But Guardian Angel is pretty much a Zonalist, but he has to kill you and you still come back to life. And you don't gotta worry about using that active and hyper situation. So, here we go. Shaker goes, dead. No escape. So here we are, and I'm going. Get in there. I don't care about your vulnerability. I don't care. Get out. What? I run out. And I'm like, oh man. I'm running away, but I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's time to go. Get my cat tap. So here I am. I'm running back. 14, 6, and 9. You know, the carry is real. And this is what it means, you know. If you're in a carry position, you gotta kill everyone before they kill the team. That's what you gotta do. In the words of one of my friends, Katarina is just a reset champ. So pretty much, they have no chance to live because once you kill another one, you just kill someone else right after. So here I am. I'm in there. I don't care about the tower. I want you to come back to life so I can kill you again. That's right. So that is not how you use DA. What happened there? So pretty much, you know, 17. This is what makes people quit. Right there. So victory. So you know we get that W. So now, you know, I'm going in and yep, just another S. That's pretty much how it is. Thanks for watching. Just go ahead and we're going to look at the damage here. Most damage, that's expected. I picked Katarina. And, you know, that's it. You wasn't doing too hot, but you still carried it. That's all that matters.